गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। So before we start, quick announcement. Next week there will be no classes because we are going for a meditation camp. The It has not been announced on the shloka chanting group, so just letting you know, those who are wanting to, free to join. The cost will not be. I'm saying this. I think others already know who were present here, but this will be a recording. It will go into the YouTube, so those who want to access it, they can also access. 18th, 19th, 20th, reaching the location at Karjat at about 9 o'clock, ending by about 5 o'clock on Sunday, 18th, 20, 21, 22, the 3-day program. It's a trying to make this an annual event. Last year we managed to do it. This year also we have found time. So let's see how that goes. As of now, we have around 15 participants. We have capacity for about 25. So if anybody is interested, they can join. Second is that will be in the middle of the Vasanta Navaratri. So for the Navaratri, I will add a little bit on the shloka chanting group. I will add a little bit of Swadhyaya as a sadhana. Swadhyaya basically will mean self-study. So certain bits of the YouTube channels will need to be revisited, some bit of again listening, some note taking, so that you will therefore not use this period of Chaitra Navaratri. Chaitra Navaratri is a period of going inward and strengthening yourself. So the Vasanta Navaratri, as it is called. There are two Gupta Navaratris; those are purely for sadhana. This is a Swadhyaya Navaratri. And the Sharad Navaratri that happens is that activity Navaratri. It is for doing activities outside. So doing those activities with the power of Shakti. So when you do activities with the power of Shakti, you do them the way Devi herself would have done them, right? With one Humkara, he destroyed Dhumralochana. Dhumralochana is the ignorance that fogs our mind. And only one hum, and that ignorance has vanished. That that efficacy with which she functions in this world, we bring that into power in the Sharad Navratri. But to do that, we need to build that internal strength that comes from the Vasanta Navaratri. So that is where you go inside and build that strength for being able to act in the world. So now we will do verses 91 and 92. 91 and 92 are very beautiful, powerful verses, and they have to be taken together as a pair. And virtually, this is the heart of Sri Vidya tradition. The heart of Sri Vidya tradition is in these last few verses. We will start with the verses first. Let us see. First, I will do let us do the chanting. Then we'll do word meaning, and then we will look at the verses together. Padanyasa Krida Parichayam Niva Varabdhu Manasaha. Padanyasa Krida Parichayamiva Arabdhu Manasaha. Skhalantaste Khelam Bhavana Kalahamsa Najahati. Skhalantaste Khelam Bhavana Kalahamsa Najahati. Padanyasa Krida Parichayamiva Arabdhu Manasaha. Khalantaste khelam bhavana kalahamsa najahati ataste sham siksham subhagamani manjit ganita अतस्तेषां शिक्षां सुभगमणिमञ्जीररणित छल्लादाक्षणानां चरणकमलं चारुचरिते छलादाक्षाणां चरणकमलं चारुचरिते अतस्तेषां शिक्षां सुभगमणिमञ्जीररणित छलादाक्ष छलादाक्षणा तच्छलादाक्षाणं चरणकमलं चारुचरिते पदन्यासक्रीडापरिचयमिव आरब्धुमनसः फलान्तस्ते खेलं भवन कलहंसां न जहति अतस्तेषां शिक्षां सुभगमणिमञ्जीररणित छलादाचक्षाणं चरणकमलं चारुचरिते. Let us do the word meaning. Pada nyasa. Nyasa means to place, to put. So, sannyasa means to put properly. Two meanings. To put properly or to even remove properly. The word sa, when added, can mean samyak or samputi. So, samputi would mean to be removing. So, either having been placed, remove, or placed properly. Now, when we say somebody has taken sannyasa, what has he done? He has taken all that has been placed properly and removed it. What has he removed? He has removed his ego, he has removed his desires, he has removed his attachments, etc., etc. That is how we're supposed to believe it. That is the meaning of sannyasa. So, nyasa means to place. So, pada nyasa, pada means feet. Padanyasa, putting the feet. Krida, krida means play, right? We have seen the word in the normal usage also. Kridangan. When we see a playground, Hindi mein likha hota hai, kridangan. So krida means play. Parichayam iva. Parichayam means very familiar, right? Parichayam iva, as though. Arabdhu manasaha. Manasa means in the mind. Arabdhu means beginning. So beginning with the intention. Skhalanta, slipping, faltering, slipping. They, khelam. So krida means play. So khelam, playful movement, playfulness. Bhavana kala hamsaha. Royal bhavana means palace. Bhavana means house. But in context, Devi does not live in an ordinary house. Wherever she lives, it becomes a palace. It doesn't matter where she lives. Wherever she lives, that is a palace. देवी कोई भी कुटीर में नहीं रहती है. हम बाहर से जिसको कुटीर बोलकर देखते हैं, उस कुटीर में जब देवी रहती है तो वो कुटीर भी भवन है, राइट? सो भवना एंड भवना kala hamsaha. Kala, the number of hamsaha, the royal swans. Na jahati, do not abandon, do not go away. Ata, therefore, tesham, for them, siksham, instructions, teaching. Subhaga, beautiful. Mani manjira ranita, the anklets. Mani manjira. Manjira is the anklet. Ranita, decorated. Mani, gem studded. So the sound of the jingling of the anklets, which are studded with jewels. Chalat, under the pretext. Achakshanam, as though teaching. Achakshanam. Achaksha means to teach. Achakshanam. So teaching. Charana kamalam, your lotus feet. Charu charite. Charu means beautiful. Charite means conduct. So the translation will be the royal swans in your palace. So in the earlier days, to make your palace beautiful, there would be some beautiful birds around you, beautiful trees, there would be a garden, etc., etc., right? In the earlier verses, where we have seen the description of Manipura Dvipa, Mani Dvipa, we have seen that how many walls, each of the walls, there are so many types of beautiful trees, and so on and so forth, right? हम लोगों ने देखा है ना मीना जी, if you आपको याद होगा, एक मणिद्वीप के चक्र हैं. So all of these chakras, basically they indicate the human body. But all of those have beautiful trees, beautiful jewels, beautiful fruits, beautiful birds. In some of them there are parrots, and some of them there are mynas, there are some which have peacocks, some which have swans. So here there is this description that there is this swan the royal swans in your palace, as though wishing to learn the playful art of your footwork, begin to imitate your steps. In the Ramayana, it is beautifully described. Lakshman used to walk at the back, and in the middle there was Sita, and in the front there was Sri Ramachandra. And when Lakshman is being told that can you tell me a little bit more about your bhabi who has got kidnapped? He says, I cannot tell you about her. I can tell you how she walked. I can tell you about her anklets, right? Even when she sees the jewels, he says, because I never used to look at her face. I used to look at her feet and how she used to walk. Manda Marala Gamini. Marala means swan. Manda Marala Gamini. Following a Matta Hasta Gamanada, as if the Matta elephant, how the elephant walks royally. Behind him, there used to be a Manda Marala Gamini. She used to walk like a beautiful swan. Now, where did this swan learn this beautiful walking? He learned it here with Devi. Devi's feet, they are moving here and there, right? And they are learning, the swans are learning the playful art of her footwork. They falter, they slip, but they don't abandon the attempt. Na jahati, right? We saw, they do not abandon the attempt. Therefore, your lotus feet, your charana kamala, under the charming pretext, chalat, of the melodious jingling of gem-studded anklets, they are instructing them in the art of graceful movement. Now, at a physical level, this is such a beautiful shloka, right? Devi is sitting. Sometimes, have you seen some people, they will be sitting with their feet and then their feet will be moving a little bit, right? Sometimes the left will cross the right will cross the left, then they will put their foot on their thigh, on the knee, then the second. Acharya is describing that only. Somebody is sitting, you're not sitting in dhyana yoga, so then the feet will move, right? But these movements, when they are done by Devi, it is like as if they are a dance. And the swans, they are so enamored of her beautiful feet movement that they are learning it and trying to imitate it. They are trying to imitate this. Now, obviously, Acharya is a beautiful teacher. He's a wonderful poet. So he's using the imagery of a poet, but he's also teaching us something. See, what is the meaning of the swan Hamsa? मीना जी आपने कुछ बोला?
Does it represent ego?
Okay. Any other?
Maybe duality है तो उसको separate करने के लिए.
Okay. Aditi, any thought comes? Why Hamsa? Where is the Hamsa coming here from?
I feel so like Hamsa is one of the mantra, and Madhura mantra is called Kalahansa. And that's that they are trying to mention about that Kalahansa over here.
Okay, very nice. Very nice.
Do they mean from that slok that it says Hamsa Soham Soham?
Yes, absolutely. So there are multiple meanings, right? The first Hamsa is
what I had heard, like it is mantra is Kalahansa mantra is the where Adhishta Devata in that Shri Chakra, that's our Tripura Sundari, which is dedicated to.
Okay. So no, the Kalahamsa mantra is not Tripura Sundari. I'll explain. So firstly, at a very simple level, Hamsa is nothing but the individual jivas who are floating around Devi, trying to merge with her, copying her behavior in the external world. That one simple meaning. Another meaning will be our breath itself, right? When we breathe in, sa, when we breathe out, Hum, sa, hum. So when you go to Yogananda Paramhamsa, he gives in his book, he says, there is the Hong Sau mantra. When I first read it, I didn't understand what is this Hong Sau, Hongsau, Hong Sau mantra. Then, and it sounded like some Chinese something. So I thought he must have picked it up from some Chinese or Buddhist in his travels. And he is trying to share that. Then I remembered he's a Bengali. So they don't say, they it becomes O. So Hum show means Hamsa. Hamsa mantra is called the Parama mantra, the Kala Hamsa mantra that you are talking. Kala means beautiful, right here. So the Kala Hamsa mantra, the beautiful Hamsa mantra, is our Nija mantra. It does not require any diksha. You do not require to be given diksha, because when you are breathing, you are chanting Hamsa mantra. When you are breathing in, you are saying Sa. When you're breathing out, Hum. Right? So now, किसी ने मेरे को पूछा, तो मैं स हम एक साथ करूंगा तो सो हम हो जाएगा संस्कृत ग्रामर के हिसाब से। मगर मैं स क्यों बोलूं? मैं तो पुरुष, मैं तो स्त्री हूं, मैं सा हम क्यों नहीं बोल सकती हूं? स्त्री कौन है?
में श्वासों,
स्त्री कौन है? स्त्री शरीर है। पुरुष कौन है? पुरुष शरीर है। श्वास ना पुरुष है, ना वो स्त्री है। तो इसीलिए मंत्र नहीं चेंज होता है, वेद के अंदर में ही ये मंत्र है। और वहां, और ये मंत्र हम पूजा में भी यूज करते हैं। कहाँ पूजा यूज करते हैं? पूजा के बिगिनिंग में ही हम लोग बोलते हैं, देहो देवालय प्रोक्तो जीवो देव सनातनः। मैं अपने इसके अंदर में मैं देव को देख रहा हूं, जो देव सनातन है। ये देह जो है वो देवालय है। तज्जम अज्ञान निर्माल्यम सोहम भावेन पूजयेत। उस देवता का पूजा मैं कर रहा हूं, जिसको एक्चुअली मैं मेरी पूजा कर रहा हूं। मैं कौन? नॉट दिस शरीर। शरीर तो देहालय है, देवालय है। सोहम भावेन पूजयेत। तो यहाँ हंस का यूज करना by the ऋषि, by the आचार्य, is a very particular meaning that you are talking of the inner subtle body, which is the Sripura, right? Which is the Sahasrara, and the jivas trying to align with this divine Shakti is the Hamsa. Then we saw Padanyasa. Now in Nyasa, in Sri Vidya, the Nyasa is an important aspect of the Kaula mark of Sri Vidya. Kaula is external. In internal, you don't show the mudras, you don't do the mudras, you don't place your hands anywhere, but you will do the Nyasa, which means it is said that only Shiva can worship Shiva. Right? Other than Shiva, nobody can worship Shiva. Why? Because you don't even know what Shiva is. So therefore, to become Shiva, there is something called Nyasa. Lagun Nyasa, Mahan Nyasa. This is chanted before doing the Rudravisheka, in which we actually chant mantras which says, Vayu lives in the prana, Agnir me Chandrama Manaso, Chandrama Manaso Jata is in the Purusha Sukta. It says, I'm forgetting the chant. Anyway, it says that Chandrama me manasastitaha mana hridaye hridayam mayi aham amrite amritam bhavati. The mind has the moon. The moon in the mind are conjugate. Similarly, one by one, all the devas are established in the body. Nyasa. So like that, here he's saying Padanyasa, placing of the foot. In the literal sense, the touching of the foot. In the spiritual sense, the Sri Chakra. How did it come into being? it came into being when her toe touched Bhumi. When the divine toe touched Bhumi, the radiation from that toe automatically created the Sri Chakra. Now, those who have understood and learned physics, you will know if you put some iron filings on a plate of on a piece of paper, and you put some energy through it, either through some tapping of sound or even through normal sound or through magnetism. All of this is energy. What will happen? The iron filings will take a particular shape. Correct? ये हम लोगों ने स्कूल में बचपन में भी एक्सरसाइजेस किए हुए थे. Similarly, when the divine touches the material world, padanyasa, this entire world comes into being. That is the Sri Chakra. Right? Another meaning is that when we look at this padanyasa, then we have to understand that it is the installation of the energy in the mantra that I have already told you, and the aspirant working towards the sadhana is also padanyasa. Then he says, Mani Manjira Ranita, jingling anklets. Now, I explained last time, I think we talked about Kali and her imagery and the tongue. What is the tongue? Nada Brahman. Again here, Nada Brahman coming from the anklets. Creation begins with Shabda. Shabda translates into space, Vyoma. Vyoma translates into touch, Sparsha. Sparsha translates into Vayu, etc., etc. There is an entire text on this called Panchikaranam. That Panchikaranam, if you read, you will see that this process of gross, from subtle to gross, how it has happened. Here we are seeing the highest level of creation happening. Padanyasa means creation is about to happen. But how will creation happen? Through sound only. And therefore, Mani Manjira Ranita. And so if you look at it from a purely Advaitic view, you are saying that the swans are the individual minds. The palace, the bhavana, is the field of consciousness. The foot movement is the functioning of Maya or Prakriti. The subtle intuition, Shruti, that comes in deep meditation is the anklet sound. But in reality, we feel we are progressing, but in reality, it is the Atman teaching the Atman. Atman itself is teaching the Atman. We have seen that in Bhagavad Gita also. Uddharet Atmana Atmanam na Atmanam avasadayet. You alone can lift yourself by yourself. So that is being told here, that you feel, because of the distinction between, oh, I am not this, I am not Atman. I am wearing some Vesha, right? I am now called Samir. I am a husband. I am a father. I am a teacher, right? I am a chartered accountant. All of these are Veshas. The identification with the Vesha, when it is going away, then what do you understand? Oh, that is the Jiva. But no, the Jiva itself is nothing but Shiva. If you also look at the Puranic reference, I like this beautifully. You see, this has come to me just as an intuition. Hamsa. Whose Vahana is Hamsa?
Saraswati.
Saraswati is Devi. Saraswati is Devi. Devi has everything is Vahan for Devi. Specific.
Are you asking who else?
Yes.
Kamadeva.
No.
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Brahma.
बोलते हैं उसको ब्रह्मणी.
So, see, Devi uses everybody's Vahan. Rather, everybody uses Devi's Vahans. Right? When we look at the chapter of the Narayani Stuti, then we see Mayura Kukkuta Vrite Mahashakti Dhare Nadhe Kaumari Rupa Samsthane Narayani Namostute. What is she riding on? She is riding on peacock. Then, after she has ridden on the peacock, who uses the peacock? Oh, she gives it to Kumar. And says, Kartikeya, okay, now you use this. She rides on Garuda and then she says, okay, Garuda, okay, now your work is done with me, you go. Go and serve some 400 person who is trying to get to ride on you. वो उधर बच्चे के जैसे रो रहा है, मेरे को भी उड़ना है, मेरे को भी उड़ना है. जाओ उसके पास जाओ. Right? So, वैसे Devi she has all vahans. Therefore, somebody asked me, देवी का वाहन क्या है? No, देवी का कोई वाहन नहीं है, क्योंकि सब कुछ देवी का वाहन है. उनके वाहन दूसरे देवता यूज करते हैं. नहीं, मूल स्वरूप में कौन सा वाहन है? मूल स्वरूप में वो प्रकृति है. एवरीथिंग इज शी. तो वाहन किस चीज का होगा? So therefore, when we see here Hamsa, I associate this with Brahma. And what is Brahma associated with? Creation. And what did I explain a little while back? Padanyasa, the touching of the feet, the touching of the toe to this earth. What happened? Creation happened. She is playing the role of Brahma here. Right? And when she is playing the role of Brahma, she is surrounded by celestial beings. Who are the swans? जो हंस रूप में इधर उधर घूम रहे हैं. तो वो जो ब्रह्माणी रूप में है, तो सारे जो देवता है वो हंस युक्त विमानस्थे. ब्रह्माणी रूपधारिणी नारायणी नमोस्तुते बोलते हैं ना हम लोग नारायणी स्तुति के अंदर. So ये जो ब्रह्माणी है, that is being described here in the Puranic sense. Right? When we do, हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा किया था ललितोपाख्यानम. Lalitopakyanam is a chapter in the Brahmanda Purana. There are scholarly issues about that in terms of some people saying that it is not a real text. It has been appended later on to Brahmanda Purana and so on and so forth. I don't like to get into such semantic discussions. They make no sense. At least make no sense to me. This is like saying, did Christ actually live or did he not? इस वेस्ट में बहुत बड़ा आर्ग्यूमेंट है. Right? Was Christ actually a living being or was he not a living being? My point is, while you are discussing that, are you actually following even 1/10 of his teachings? That is more important. So, similarly here, whether the Brahmanda Purana is a real text, whether it has the authenticity of the Vedas or not, and so on and so forth, not important. In the Lalitopakyanam, it gives us the story of how Lalita was born. How Lalita not born, Lalita was never born. Lalita was manifested. She manifested herself. How did she manifest herself? So in Lalita Sahasranama we see Chidagnikunda Sambhuta. Right? So how did the Chidagni happen? How did the Chidagni happen? What happened? How did the Bhandasur come into being? How did Bhandasur become so powerful? Why did the Devas have to create the Chidagnikunda? What did they offer in it? How did she manifest? How did she produce Dandini, Mantrini from herself? Varahi, Matangi, right? Dandini is Varahi. Mantrini is Matangi. Matangi herself then took on various forms. Shyamala Matangi, Raja Matangi, Uchishta Matangi. So, all of these, from her, then the Ashtamatrikas came. Brahmani, Kaumari, etc., etc. How Bhandasur had a specific astra which could create all the old asuras. So he created Hiranyakashipa. So how did Hiranyakashipa have to be killed? Varahi had to go, and from Devi had to produce Varaha avatar, Nakhagre Karangula क्या है नारायण दशकृति करांगुल नखोत्पन्न नारायण दशकृति करांगुल नखोत्पन्न नारायण दशकृति एक एक करके भंडासुर जब एक एक असुर को पैदा करता है एक एक असुर को मारने के लिए एक एक अंगुल एक एक नख के से एक एक अवतार पैदा होता है वापस अवतार पहले हो गए थे भंडासुर इज रिक्रिएटिंग देम so Devi recreates the avatars from her own power. So when he recreates Ravan and Kumbhakarna, she recreates Rama from her ring finger nail. She creates Varaha from her thumb and kills Hiranyakashipa again, recreated Hiranyakashipa. And then the Varaha gets absorbed back into Devi. All of this is described in Lalitopakhyanam. In Lalitopakhyanam, after the destruction is over, she sits in Sripura in Manidvipa. Manidvipa is the island. In that, the palace is called Sripura. In Sripura, when she is sitting, it is described very beautifully that there are swans over there, white in color with golden wings, golden beaks, and red-colored feet. And they are all the time moving here and there in beautiful walking and going into the water. And in the water, when they move in the water does not ripple. हंस यदि चल के जाएगा तो पानी हिलेगा ना, इसमें पानी नहीं हिलता है, उसके पैर जरूर हिल रहे हैं. साधक जो साधना करता है उसको बाहर नहीं दिखाना है. बाहर की दुनिया में हंस के जैसे स्थिर होके चलते जाना है, अंदर से बहुत विगरसली पैर हिल रहे हैं. बाहर कुछ नहीं दिखता है, उसके ना चेहरे पे दिखता है, उसके ना पंख पे दिखता है, उसकी ना गति पे दिखता है, मगर अंदर से साधना कंटिन्यूअस चलती रहती है. That is the description of the Hamsa in Manipura, in Manidvipa in Sripura. And that is why this verse is very important. It is giving us such a beautiful instruction. Let us look at verse number 92. Gataste manchatvam druhina harirudreshwara bhritaha. Gataste manchatvam druhina harirudreshwara bhritaha. Shiva swachha chaya ghatita kapata prachadapataha. Shiva swachha chaya ghatita kapata prachadapataha. Gataste manchatvam druhina harirudreshwara bhritaha. Shiva swachha chaya ghatita kapata prachadapataha. Tvadiyanam bhasam प्रतिफलन रागा रुणतया. त्वदीयानां भासां प्रतिफलन रागा रुणतया. शरीरी श्रृंगारो रस इव दृशां दोग्धी कुतुकम्. शरीरी श्रृंगारो रस इव दृशां दोग्धी कुतुकम्. त्वदीयानां भासां प्रतिफलन रागा रुणतया. शरीरी श्रृंगारो रस इव दृशां दोग्धी कुतुकम्. गतास्ते मञ्चत्वं द्रुहिण हरिरुद्रेश्वर भृतः. शिव स्वच्छाया घटित कपट प्रच्छदपटः. त्वदीयानां भासां प्रतिफलन रागा रुणतया. शरीरी श्रृंगारो रस इव दृशां दोग्धी कुतुकम्. Let us do the word meanings first. So, gata te manchatvam. Gataste means when due to the sandhi, the sa sound comes. Gata te manchatvam. What is mancha? Hindi word नहीं है, संस्कृत word है. मंच का मतलब स्टेज. Yes, very good. Yes. Cot और आसन. आसन चेयर बैठने की जगह, राइट. नॉट मंच याद नहीं, हम लोग जो बोलते हैं मंच पे आइए आपका. It has 4. Sorry, your voice cracked.
4 legs.
Yes. And what are the 4 legs as described here?
That munch has 4.
No, correct. What are the 4 legs that are described here?
She's I mean the 4 gods which are holding the Devi, and on that
which are the 4 gods? It's mentioned here. No, Brahma Vishnu is not there. The 4 gods are. I mean, Brahma Vishnu is there. Read the shloka itself. Read the shloka. Druhina.
Hari Rudra.
Druhina is Brahma. Druhina is Brahma. Then Hari is Vishnu. Rudra is Shiva. Ishvara Bhritaha. Ishvara here is Shiva, supported by various other gods. Shiva here means Sadashiva. So, where do we find a reference in Lalita Sahasranama of these five?
Panchapreta Mahasana.
Panchapreta Samasina. Panchapreta. Right? Not five ghosts. Five deities who without her power become like ghosts. They cannot act without her power. Panchapreta Samasina. Panchabrahma Parayana. Right? Panchabrahma, the five Brahmas. There's the five powerful things that are there in this, powerful powers in this world. Brahma, Hari, Rudra. So these three are the creation, destruction, creation, sthiti, that is protection. Rudra is laya. Ishvara, tirodhana, covering, making us ignorant. Even that comes from her. And finally, anugraha comes from Sadashiva. Right? Panchakritya Parayana. She has five functions. Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, and Tirodhana, and Anugraha. Five functions. What has she done to the five functions? He said, I will not take all of the five functions. These are all governmental jobs, admin jobs. And you ask any of the younger people, क्या काम है? Admin का काम करना है. Admin का काम थोड़ी करता है हम लोग. Admin means you have to arrange for water, you have to arrange for tea in the office, you have to make sure paper is all right, make sure that the printer is working. Oh, I don't do all those jobs. Right? So like all Gen Z, Devi also is a Gen Z. He is saying, hey, ye sab kaun karega. I will do only the final job. After Sadashiva has given Anugraha, I will do moksha. Moksha I will not allow to anybody else. Right? Ultimately, final check ke upar kaun sign karta hai? CEO sign karta hai na? The big boss of the company, whoever, the big boss of the company will sign. So signing authority is only mine. Baki, all the admin work you do. So here in this also, here you're saying, Gatatte Manchatvam, Druhina, Vishnu, Shiva, Ishvara Brita, Sadashiva, Swachha Chaya. Now, what is the color of Chaya normally?
Black.
It will obviously be black. Right? It will obviously be black because there is light and the light is not falling on the Chaya. So it is black in color. Swachha Chaya means all-round illumination. Swachha Chaya, if the Chaya becomes white, means there is light over there. So, in a place where there can be no Chaya, Swachha Chaya, that means bright illumination. Who has become bright illumination? Sadashiva. Right? Swachha Chaya. Gatita Kapata Prachada Pataha. Gatita becoming. Kapata Prachada Pataha. Kapata means to cover. Prachada Pataha. The pata means curtain. Prachada means covering when over the head. तो जब आसन पे बैठे हैं, आसन के ऊपर में कवरिंग रहता है ना, राजा का आसन के ऊपर में कवरिंग रहता है. That covering, who is the covering? नीचे चार जन तो बैठ गए, ब्रह्मा, विष्णु, रुद्र and Ishvara. They are already there नीचे. Who will give anugraha? Oh, Sadashiva sitting on top as the prachada pataha. He will give the anugraha. Tvadiyanam bhasam. Now, Sadashiva cannot act on his own. So, your red glow, Tvadiyanam bhasam, pratifalana, raga arunataya. Aruna means red. Raga means with passion. Passion here will mean the ability to act. Pratifalana, reflection. Tvadiyanam bhasam. Bhasam, glow, red, radiance. Tvadiyanam, your glow is reflecting and making that white illumination red in color, which means he is able to act. Shariri Sringaraha. Sringara means decoration. Sringara also means physical attraction. Shariri, on the body. Rasa iva. Rasa again means aesthetic sense, or it also means taste. Drisham dogvi kutukam. Seeing it produces delight. So what is it saying actually? If you put everything together, it is saying Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra and Ishvara have become the legs of your couch. Sadashiva, in his pure brilliance, has become the canopy. But that canopy, the white brilliance, has become tinged with redness because of the passion with which you function, delighting the eyes with aesthetic wonder. Now, we have already understood the meaning of the mancha, right? The foundation of all manifestation has panchakritya, srishti, sthiti, laya, tirodhana and anugraha. And they are all subordinate to the supreme goddess Shakti. That is very clear here. We have seen that in Lalita Sahasranam. Repeatedly we have seen, right? When white brilliance is pure consciousness, red reflection is Shakti. When white plus red happens, only then creation will happen. This is a fundamental idea of Srividya. Srividya does not worship Devi alone. Lalita Tripura Sundari is called Parabhattarika Kameshwari. And her husband is called Kameshwara. When the divine male principle, Purusha, takes on the form of the most beautiful male, he forms a beautiful image called Kameshwara. And only Kameshwara is in a place, in a position where he can get married to Kameshwari. No other devata is ready. Lalitopakhyanam mein iska bhi bahut beautiful description hai. Then we saw Sringara Rasa. The erotic aesthetism here is not the sensual. It is the bliss of non-dual consciousness. When Shiva and Shakti unite, then there is this spanda of creation. Creation cannot happen without the spanda. That spanda comes when Shiva and Shakti unite. So, this is the where we have seen. So, Pancha Brahmasinasina we have seen and all that we have already understood. There is another interesting aspect of what I want to talk about here. See, the central part of Sri Vidya is a mantra called the Panchadashi mantra. Now, Panchadashi mantra, there was a 15-syllabled mantra. This mantra does not have, like I said, Hamsa has a meaning, right? Because it comes from the word Soham, means I am that, right? How does Soham itself come? Soham is a realization mantra. What does it mean? See, when the Acharya, you go to the Acharya with a deep curiosity in your mind and you go and ask him, Koham. Koham ka matlab?
Who am I?
Who am I? मैं कौन हूँ? So the Acharya will put you through some practices. He will help you to purify yourself. The Acharya and the Guru, they will purify you through various practices that he will put you. So somewhere you may have to do mantra sadhana, somewhere you will have to do physically seva, you may have to learn scripture, and so on and so forth. When you are ready, then the Guru calls you and says, what was your question? Koham. Let me tell you the answer. Tat Tvam Asi. He gives the answer. Tat Tvam Asi. What does that mean?
जो वो है वही, जो तुम हो वही मैं हूँ, या मैं
तुम
हूँ
वो हो, तुम वो हो. और यदि शिष्य रेडी है तो वो तुरंत बोलता है, हाँ तो मैं वो हूं. अब वो मंत्र अलग से गुरु को देने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. देखिए, वो खुद ही आ गया, क्यों? क्योंकि ये मंत्र जब आप जन्मे थे, the moment you were born, you got that mantra. So hum, right? Now mantra has a meaning. But in the Panchadashi mantra, the words don't form a meaning. The words don't have a meaning there. Kaye ila rim ha sa ka ha la rim sa ka la rim. That is the Panchadashi mantra. Some of my other Sri Vidya friends, they keep telling me, तुम तो पूरा पंचदशी मंत्र ऐसे ही सबको दे देते हो. नहीं नहीं नहीं, उसको मंत्र दीक्षा नहीं बोलते. ये मंत्र तुमको इंटरनेट पे सारे सब जगह में अवेलेबल है. Type पंचदशी मंत्र on Google, you will get the mantra. So I am not giving you any extra secret knowledge. The mantra of Panchadashi, there were three parts, three types. Adi Vidya, Sadi Vidya, Kadi Vidya. Right? So, the Lopa Mudra, she used to use the Hadi Vidya. She was given the mantra from Devi herself in the form of Hadi Vidya. The mantra starts with Ha. Agastya received the mantra from Hayagriva, who received it from Devi, and it is called the Kadi Vidya. Ka Adi Vidya, right? Ka Adi Vidya, Kaye Ila, which is today the most popular. There is another one which comes from Durvasa Muni, which is called the Sadi Vidya. That has become Lupta. We don't know the mantra. Right? And I jokingly say, it has become Lupta because of Durvasa Muni, na? कौन जाएगा दुर्वासा मुनि के पास शिष्य बनने के लिए? आप देखिए, किसी को बंदर, किसी को चूहा, किसी को बिल्ली बना देगा. क्या जरूरत है भाई उसके पास जाके सीखने के लिए? तो वो कोई सीखा ही नहीं उसके पास. तो सादी विद्या लॉस्ट हो गया. The Panchadashi mantra in the Lalita Tripura Sundari, in the Lalita Sahasranama, we saw that it is divided into three kutas. Three kutas. Base part is called the Vagbhava Kuta. Three kutas. Kaya Ila Rim is called the Vagbhava Kuta. Then the Kamaraja Kuta, the central part, from the neck to the waist, is called the Kamaraja Kuta, is called Hasakalaharim. Hasakahalarim. Right? And then Shakti Kuta, from the legs to the bottom, is called the Shakti Kuta and is called the Sakalarim. Now, there is a Shodashi mantra. There is also a 16-letter mantra. There is a one word added to this. It becomes to this. Now, if you look at verses 91 and 92 together, they are basically talking about this entire mantra. Hamsa, the natural breath. Hamsa. Now look at the Kamaraja Kuta. Hasa. That is how it begins. Hasa. So the coded language, the Hamsa mantra is given in the Kamaraja Kuta of the Panchadashi mantra itself. The Nada in this particular, we have seen the Mani Manjira Ranita. Nada is the Reem Shabda. Reem is called the Shakti Omkara. In Shakta traditions, what is Omkara for the Advaiti is the Reemkara for the Shakti Upasana. And Reem is the Bija mantra of Devi herself. So, it is the core of the Sri Vidya Bija. So this is the another meaning that we have to see when we look at the entire verses number 91 and 92. So, any questions? Okay, we will do the last shloka, not last, I think, second last shloka of the Yoga Minakshi. Rajendra Kanye Namaste Sada Sundara Shankavase. Rajendra Kanye Namaste Sada Sundara Shankavase. Namaste Namaste Suminakshi Devi. Namaste Namaste Punaste Namostu. Namaste Namaste Suminakshi Devi. Namaste Namaste Punaste Namostu. Namaste, namaste, punasta namastu, namasta, namasta. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times he says namastu, namastu. I bow down to you again and again and again. Who to whom? So Meenakshi Devi. Oh, beautiful Meenakshi Devi. Rajendra Kanye. She is the daughter of the king Malaya Dhwaja. Another namaste, bowing down to you. Sada Sundare Shankavase. Shanka means lap. Godi. So she is sitting on the lap of the Sundaresha. Now, who is Sundaresha? Sundaresha is Shiva. Why is he called Sundaresha? अभी आपके सामने कोई आदमी खड़ा हो जाए जिसके शरीर के ऊपर से चिता के की मांस जलने की वास आ रही हो उसके शरीर से, उसके बॉडी के ऊपर में उसके पूरा गंदा भस्म लगा हो, उसका शरीर विकृत हो, राइट, उसके यहाँ एक बड़ा सा फोड़ा है, राइट, ऑन द फोरहेड देयर इज अ बिग बॉइल and his hair is uncombed. He's not even wearing any clothes. He's just wearing some langot. He has draped one elephant skin on his shoulder and there is blood dripping from that elephant skin. मीनाक्षी जी, अदिति के लिए ऐसा हस्बैंड चुनते हैं।
चुन लीजिए सर, अभी भेज दिया मैंने।
तो ऐसा जब हस्बैंड सामने आया तो मैंने कहा, ये देखकर बोलती है बेहोश हो गई। बेहोश हो गई तो पार्वती तो सब कुछ जानती है, सब कुछ को पहचानती है, तो सामने जाके बोले, अरे मेरे बाप, तू तो ऐसा भी है, तेरे को मैं पसंद करती हूँ, इससे मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मैं तेरे को पहचानती हूँ, मगर इन लोग नहीं पहचानते हैं, इन लोग बाहर से तुमको जज कर रहे हैं, तो थोड़ा सा मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा वेशभूषा बदल लो। तो बोलते मेरे को तो आता ही नहीं है। तो वो बोलती है भैया, तो भैया आ गए। भैया क्या है? भैया इज द मेट्रोसेक्सुअल, राइट, इज द मेट्रोसेक्सुअल। वो सारा दिन सजते रहता है, कभी टीका लगाता है, कभी गंध लेपन करता है, कभी फूल की माला पहनता है, अच्छे सिल्क के कपड़े पहनेगा, दूसरे कपड़े नहीं पहनता, वो सिल्क के कपड़े ही पहनता है। सोने के आभूषण के अलावा, सोने के आभूषण और वज्र और वो डायमंड्स के अलावा कुछ लगाता नहीं है शरीर पे। तो फिर बोलता है भैया, तो भैया है, तो भैया इसको थोड़ा सजा दो। तो भीतर लेके गए और अच्छी तरह से उसको नहला के धुला के सजा के बाहर जब लेके आए तो भैया से भी ज्यादा सुंदर होके आए, सुंदरेश। So that Sundaresha got married to Rajendra Kanya, Malaya Dhwaja's daughter, Raja Meenakshi, Raja Matangi. She is Matangi over there. If you have ever gone to Meenakshi temple, you will see that the idol is green in color. She holds a parrot. Very, very clearly, it is a Matangi Rupa. And if you are sensitive, you will feel that energy of Vak over there. Matangi is nothing but the tantric version of Saraswati. She is one of the Dasha Mahavidyas. So, Raja Matangi. Matangi also worship is sometimes very difficult. The Uchishta Matangi worship is very difficult. It's a very difficult worship because it forces you to cross all the boundaries of what you think is good, what you think is bad. So, I mean, one of the processes is to go and do Malatyaga and wipe, not wash, wipe with your left hand. With the left hand, which has the residue of the mala in your hand, you have to mix the food with the left hand, offer it as naivedya and eat it yourself. So what happens? You overcome all those boundaries of what you thought was clean and unclean automatically. So Matangi can take you to a very, very high level directly. All the Mahavidyas, they are all very powerful because they are transformational forces. So here we have Yoga Meenakshi being said, Rajendra Kanye Sada Sundare Shankavase. Right? Chaliye. शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम